So for my previous Battlefield video, I laid like a nice ground foundation of what I want to see in the next game, like where the franchise should head, and stuff like that. laid a nice ground foundation. But to my surprise, that video almost got 1,000 fucking views. Really appreciate that. That's pretty fucking awesome. It's a fucking blew my mind. That's awesome. And the comments and likes and all that, greatly appreciated. So yeah, let's steer this to a different direction in this one, where I want to focus on more, quote, controversial features I would like or not like in the next Battlefield game. Very interested to see what like the hardcore fans like myself will think of some of these. I think you'll agree with some of them, like the hardcore fans. I feel like some super casuals will probably hate most of these. We'll see. But yeah, let's just get into it, and yeah, let's go. Yeah, pretty fucking gorgeous, isn't it? This is Battlefield 1 on PS4. I'm playing on PS5 and recording with PS5 in 4K. But yeah, this is from 2016. This is the first controversial opinion. We need to stop with the graphics push. We've kind of hit diminishing returns, where I would prefer a game looking like this with better, draw distance, as you can see popping and stuff because of the console capability. Just reset back to this with better pop-in, and we're good. It looks as good as any other modern game. You don't really need to be pushing for better visual quality at the sacrifice of performance. I think that will greatly help, especially with destruction and stuff like that. And this game had the most dynamic destruction. But yeah, in my opinion, I don't want a big push for fidelity. I think we've hit diminishing returns, honestly, like I said. And yeah, just let it plateau, embrace performance, and just push in other ways, like I said, the view distance and stuff. And I think that'll be a better case scenario than, oh, look how more realistic it looks, even though it's like, sure, but now we have no destruction like in 2042. You get what I'm saying? I feel like with the graphics thing, I feel like most people, like especially, I'd say even casuals, that are like, yeah, I mean, it looks the same, like, I feel like most people can get behind that opinion, but I still think it's something that worth mentioning. But yeah, let's just get into the next one. Now, I mentioned this in my previous video, but just the movement in general needs to slow the fuck down. And more importantly, remove sliding. I feel like this is pretty controversial for, like, tryhards and all that. Definitely want that movement, but it's just so broken and just not Battlefield, bro. Like, give me a dolphin dive and we're good to go. That's all I really want. I don't need to be sliding around and seeing people slide around. I want heavy weighted movement like you see in Battlefield 4 than this Call of Duty-esque sliding around, and 2042 is even worse. Alrighty, so the next one is how in Battlefield 4 and 3 you can just instantly swap to the passenger seat if you're driving and there's no one there. Same with getting in and getting out of a vehicle. All instant, just a button, and you're out of the vehicle, in the vehicle, you're in the passenger seat, you're in the driver's seat. Instant, seamless, no animation. They changed this in Battlefield 1. You see animations, they look really cool, but for me, it's more gameplay first. I will sacrifice a little bit of realism in this for the sake of gameplay, and to me, I think it's just a better case scenario just to be able to just instantly leave and instantly switch, just because, yeah, like I said, it's just more fun to me. Alright, I know what you're thinking, like, man, I can kind of agree with some of this. I mean, it's not too big of a deal, like, yeah, they're whatever, but let's get a little spicy with this one. I feel like this one's gonna get some people. Attachments, more specifically, overload attachments. I think the Battlefield 4 system is pretty solid, and just, yeah, pretty much just build upon it a little bit. Just give us a barrel attachment or muzzle attachment, an underbarrel attachment, accessory, sight. We're good to go. Maybe ammo for shotguns like in here. We don't need 13 different irons or red dot sights and 35 different ACOG scopes. we're perfectly fine with just having, the faction red dots, the faction ACOGs, and you're good to go. Now, the grips, like I said, just keep them normal. You don't need 35 different underbarrels. Just have, like how in this, they have ones for better accuracy, better stability for recoil and all that, but we don't need 13 different red dots and make our guns a grind to level 500 to where I can get the right red dot I want, because we have to go through 30 other ones first. And to keep just building off of that, I just think it's just an overly just complicated system for not much of a difference, especially like in Call of Duty, let's say, where most of the time you're just going to build for the best aim down sight speed and most damage. You're not going to experiment. It's all there for bloat, and we don't need the bloat in the Battlefield game. Alright, so my next one is going to be nice curveball. I feel like no one's expecting this, and that's Gore. I feel like Gore, especially with their tone they want to talk about with Battlefield 3 and 4, that is the best tone easily they've ever had in the franchise. And I think nothing better to make it even more mature, visceral, gritty is Gore being added to the game. Now, why would this even be controversial? Yeah, why not, right? Well, when you think about it, then you're like, oh wait, yeah, medics. How are medics going to work? Now, I feel like this could be a very interesting way to balance the medic. Now, being a medic main, that's, it's hard to argue to make the class even harder to use, or let's just say less viable or whatever, or you can argue more viable. I don't know how exactly to do the Gore system. Like, I don't want to get it too technical, but basically my thought was, headshots with sniper rifles, instant kill, or not instant, instant kill, but like, head gets blown off, yeah. And so you can't res someone when their head is blown off. I would say not any limbs being blown off. So pretty much you're looking at headshots from snipers specifically, or shotguns, or just any high caliber, and just, But most things I would let you be rezzed. And then takedowns. So melee takedowns, they stops you from being rezzed. So I think you can flip it and let you get res from a melee takedown to help balance out this Gore thing. And so I feel like, maybe with ammunition being an attachment or whatever, that can, work into the Gore system. And then, yeah, it's, just that idea that you're going to really hinder the effectiveness of a medic based on if their head gets blown off, and obviously like explosives, and someone's legs get blown off, you're not going to be able to res them. So I personally would still like this feature. I think it'd be really just insane to see a room full of people, and you flank them, throw down some C4, and watch all their limbs go flying. But yeah, I would personally sacrifice the effectiveness of reviving as a medic just for the sake of just a cool thing that has really never been done in the franchise. Now, the final one I want to bring up is 3D spotting. I'm not sure what the masses think of it. I think most people don't like 3D spotting, at least hardcore fans. But I feel like casuals don't even know about it or don't use it that much. But yeah, I personally wouldn't mind 3D spotting coming back if only Recon can do it. I think it would be a nice little balancing thing, giving Recon the ability just to 3D spot people. Let smokes, once you run through smoke, it disappears, stuff like that. But yeah, I think if you just give Recon the ability to 3D spot, it's a nice balance because, it gives Recon even, a nice little perk that others can't do, when we can argue that Recon is probably one of the weaker classes, but I think that'll just be a nice little feature just for Recon. And plus it makes sense, that's their whole point. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of for right now. I know I'm going to think of other topics and just be like, I should have said it, but whatever. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, thank you guys so much. And, yeah, let me know what y'all think about it in the comments.